We are going to be making bacon carbonara today. Here is everything you will be needing. Mashallah, let's get started. So just to get started, we are going to fill up our pot with hot water to start it to boil. I'm going to bring this to about, I would say, probably just in between, maybe 1.75 liters of water. If you can see inside my pot here. So that's your pot filled with water. We're going to bring it to about 6, just above a medium. And now before you do that, you are going to add a good amount of salt into your spaghetti water, because this is going to be the base of your bacon carbonara. So once that's ready, we're gonna put our lid on and let that come to a boil. And while that's boiling, we're gonna start our bacon. I did put about half a teaspoon of salt into this pot. Now that we're ready, you're just going to turn this on, and I am going to let the pan heat up a bit, and then we can start our bacon. So just while this is getting ready to heat up, we are going to add our 1/4 cup of olive oil. I do eye it a bit. That looks good enough for me. And once that's heated up, we can then add our bacon in. Now that this is warm enough, we're just going to add in our bacon. And it should be roughly 375 grams. You can use a pound if you'd like, completely up to you. And we're just gonna let this slowly cook. So just at this point, we're going to get our egg yolks ready while our bacon is cooking. So we only need the yolks. We do not need the egg whites. You can put those away for later and use them for a meringue or anything else you have an idea for. So I'm just going to separate my yolks from the whites right now. And I did buy 747, so they have 2 yolks. So I'll realistically only need to use 2 eggs, as I will be getting 4 yolks out of this. So just keeping that in mind and carefully separating your eggs. So you do need 3 egg yolks minimum. You can do more. It depends on how saucy you do want it. But for this recipe, we only need 3 yolks. I am just going to check my bacon. So now that our bacon is fine, I do notice that my pot of water is boiling. So we're just going to get ready to put the pasta inside there. Now, it's totally up to you on how much pasta you'd like to use. You can use the whole package if you would like. You do not have to. I only have myself and my partner in my household, so I will not be using as much. As well as I also like my pasta, or my bacon carbonara, very saucy. So I notice the more noodles you use, the less sauce there is, of course. So I'm only just going to put a nice little handful in there that I think I will need. So just making sure we will be consistently stirring our bacon around, making sure it's cooking evenly. While we're waiting, we're going to work on our sauce. So I'm just whisking the 3 eggs together, just prepping while we're waiting for our noodles and our bacon to cook, because we will need the water out of the noodles later. So we'll slowly work on this as we're waiting for things to be done. So just make sure we are coming back to both our noodles and bacon, making sure we're stirring both pots and make sure everything is evenly cooking as we're going. Now when you feel like your bacon is near cooked, what you're going to do is you're going to put as much garlic as you want, but I'm gonna put maybe 2.5 teaspoons, which I would say would equivalent to close to 4 cloves, garlic cloves. So once you do that, you can then mix that garlic in. So everything in this pan right now is the base of our sauce. So keeping that in mind, making sure you don't drain anything out, because any carbonara doesn't have no cream, or it's not like an Alfredo. It is very much so like an egg base. So we're just going to come back to our egg mixture here, and we're going to put some Parmesan cheese in here. You're going to need minimum half a cup to put in. Again, always eyeball it. I put probably, I would say, 3/4 of a cup. And then so I'm just mixing this in, and you want to mix it real good. So once this is all mixed in, we are going to put 2 cups of our boiling pasta water, and this is going to be the base of our sauce. And while you're doing that, you want to make sure that you're mixing it very quickly, because it can turn into scrambled eggs, so keeping that in mind. So just at this moment, we're just waiting for our noodles to be fully cooked so we can use the water. So once the noodles are cooked, we are going to take and strain our water out and put it into something else. I am using a measuring cup. You want probably minimum 2 cups of your water. I'm going to get as much out as I can for our sauce mixture. So we're going to bring back our egg wash, and we're just going to slowly put in roughly about a cup at a time into this mixture. We're going to add about 2.5 cups of the boiling water from our pasta water, and please make sure you are using that, because it's the salt that's really important in this mixture. And once you have it down pat, I do like mine a little more saucy, we can then move on to adding it all together. So just at this point, we're going to be adding our noodles in to our bacon and oil. So I only add as much or as little as I need, and I do recommend the same. I only have 2 people in my household, so therefore I don't need as many noodles. So just add as much as you want and keep mixing. And once you have your noodles, we'll move forward from there. So now just at this point, we're going to add our mixture in, making sure we get everything in there, and then stirring the egg wash into our noodles and giving it a good stir, making sure we're getting the bacon mixed around evenly, and just keep stirring it, and you'll slowly notice that the noodles will absorb into the sauce, so don't worry about that, and then just keep mixing and mixing and mixing, and pretty much from here you're done. You can add a little bit of parsley and salt and pepper, whatever you like. I like. I do hope you enjoyed this recipe as much as me and my family did. It is super easy and quick to make. Thank you for watching. So there you have it, baking carbonara. It is very good. I do recommend this recipe. If you do reheat it though, it does tend to be a little more dry, so I do recommend adding butter into your plate or bowl before reheating, or pan, as it does tend to, the noodles do suck up everything. Just keeping that in mind. I hope everyone enjoys, and thanks for watching. Miigwech, Bama P.